Hey, we are here live, running a little bit late because I guess the Cubs, the Chicago Cubs, believe it or not, just advanced in the playoffs. They've never been in the World Series since 1908. I was talking to Vincent Ortega earlier today about this. He's like, could you believe that? Since 1908.
Right.
Vincent said, how long has baseball been around? I was like, since the 1800s. But we are here live. I do want to welcome a worldwide audience that's joining us here tonight for Traffic Authority Resellers Training. Listen, got a lot of really cool things tonight, okay? So I want to make sure that you're in a quiet area. I want to make sure that you got a pencil and a paper, pay attention, turn the Skype off, turn the TV off, whatever might distract you, okay? Because we got a lot of really cool information to share with you this evening. Joining me tonight will be Adam Whiting. He hasn't arrived here yet, but he'll be here. Oh, there he is. Adam is here. We also have got a Vincent Ortega Jr. here with us this evening, and we're going to be covering a lot of cool things. So again, get a pencil and a paper, whatever it is that you use to write, because you do want to take some notes and put all distractions aside. Tonight you're going to learn about some new things that are coming, that are just coming up live, like tonight, sometime tomorrow morning. You're going to learn about another level of training that will be available to you, like where the big boys play, the really cool stuff. This is like traffic authority specific mentoring and training. That is coming. Also, the Halloween contest. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. We've been mentioning it every single morning on the radio show. We're going to give you some really strong details about that, plus some other really cool goodies. You know, this morning on the radio show, a guy called in, I think it was Steve who called in from Hawaii. If you're there, Steve, Hawaii, and he wanted to know about this new sales funnel that he had heard about, this Vincent Ortega sales funnel, and you're going to be seeing some of that this evening. We're going to get into a little bit of that. So again, get in a quiet area, and let's get this party started. Mr. Adam Whiting, come on out here, dude. I know you've been working like a madman on this stuff, nonstop. I mean, amazing. If the people knew what you go through and the people knew the kind of stuff that you pull together, just like at the last minute.
I know, right? It's always the last minute.
Yeah, a nice shirt. There's that Cub shirt. See, Adam,
We go into the World Series, baby.
we got to win 4 more first. Got to win 4 more.
Yeah. I know.
But anything can happen, right? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know the story. I've seen you on the Cubs games, right? I've seen you on your Facebook page. You and your wife at the Cubs games. You know the story of the Billy Goat, right? You know why the Cubs never win? You know about the Billy Goat?
Mhm.
There's a place called the Billy Goat Tavern on the lower level in the Tribune area, right? And years ago, the owner, and if you've ever seen Saturday Night Live in the early days, remember cheeseburger, no chips, cheeseburger? That is the Billy Goat. That's an actual real place. And the Billy Goat, the guy who owned it, Sam, he had a Billy Goat because his tavern was the Billy Goat Tavern. And he brought his Billy Goat on a chain to the Cubs game way back in the 40s when they were in the playoffs, and he got kicked out. They kicked him out with the Billy Goat. And he put a curse on the Cubs. That's the curse of the Billy Goat. Do the research, but I think we've overcome the curse of the Billy Goat. So enough of this. It's true. That's a true story. Enough of this nonsensical. And Vince, if you want to do some Googling on that concept of the Billy Goat and the curse on the Cubs, but let's get beyond that. Adam Whiting, enough of my mindless gibberish. What do you got for us tonight?
Everything, man. Everything you just talked about. We're going to be talking about the new premium membership. We're going to be talking about the contest. I've got it all. Can you see me and everything is cool? It was just saying there was an error on the page. I just want to make sure we're all good.
No, you're looking good to me. I can see you, man. I saw the Cubs shirt, right? I know that.
Okay, cool. We're good. All right, cool. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about last week, just do a quick review of what was released for anybody that wasn't on here, just so you know, because there's like a ton of stuff we've been coming out with. If you guys have noticed, ever since we got past like that initial phase where we had to do the support stuff, and basically ever since then we've just been coming out with stuff nonstop every single week. And the developers are working really hard, and thank you guys. If you guys are on here, I'm sure they are. They always listen in. But they're doing a great job, and they're coming out with just tons of stuff all the time. So going forward, you guys are going to just continue seeing more and more stuff coming out, more and more resources and training and all kinds of stuff. But so far, last week, just a quick review so you guys know what's going on. And if you want to see the details of this, you can go over to the blog at blog.trafficauthority.net. And you can always review this stuff yourself. And actually, I'll share my screen and just show you. I'll show you I usually do screen share anyway, so we'll just go through all this and show you guys. I just lost it. There we go. There we go. Let me know when you can see that, Joe.
I can see it.
Okay, cool. So this is what the vlog looks like, and if you guys that want to come here, you can see what went on last week. If you go to this update right here, October 6th, you can actually see all the different things that we came out with last week. Just a quick review. We have the first Traffic Authority trainer. is back there, so you guys can go back there and get that full course. It's $250 value. Any of you guys that are in the Traffic Academy, you can get access to that right now. And then, and that's been super valuable. We've been getting tons of testimonials from people getting results from that. So super valuable training. Make sure you go check that out. And we will be coming out with more Traffic Academy trainers. We're actually talking to 3 different ones right now. Just setting up the dates when we're going to actually release their products and how they want to do it. But I mean, we're coming up with some really awesome guys that have products that range anywhere from $250 to even upwards of $1,000. I mean, Joe just talked to a guy the other day that has like a couple products that are $300, $1,000, different things like that he's going to be putting into our membership. So we definitely have some really valuable stuff coming, and obviously there's already one course back there you guys can start going through now. Second thing, dashboard is live, so if you guys go back to the dashboard, there was an issue with it showing the traffic commissions, but all that stuff is worked out now. So if you go back into the back office and go to the reseller dashboard, you can see all your stats, you can see what's happening on a daily basis, you can see the leaderboard, where you stand, and all that kind of stuff. The marketing stats are live, so if you want to start tracking your campaigns and see what's going on in your business, see what's working the best, that's actually what the marketing stats are for. So you can go and see what's working, if it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, whatever you're doing in your business for marketing, you can actually separate those things out and track them specifically and see which one's working. So that's what the marketing stats are for. And if you want some training on how that works, you can go over to the marketing links, and there's actually in step number 3 on the marketing links, and it says right here, if you go to this update, you can actually click right here to go to step number 3. You can see a video on there that's a walkthrough of how these different things work and how the links work and everything. So then we have the Fast Start training. This was added last week as well. So you can go back. There's, I think, 5 videos in there now that are kind of just for beginners, and basically what people do on a daily basis, that's actually included in there too. Those are just the basic, fast things that you can do to start getting results in your business, especially if you're brand new. So just go back there, check out the Fast Start training. It's inside the reseller section. Like I said, if you go to the blog, you can just go down, you can click the links, they'll take you right to the sections where these are in. The Resource Center is now live, so we have a bunch of emails, Facebook posts, banners, scripts, all the resources that you actually need for the business marketing stuff is inside there. And then we also have daily emails. That we actually have a copywriter that writes up daily emails. He puts them in there. He's starting to write emails with more testimonials and all kinds of things. We'll talk about that tonight. And having you guys help us get more resources for testimonials, because to be honest, testimonials are the thing that sells more than anything. If you're putting them in your emails, your posts on Facebook, whatever it is, using testimonials is almost always what's going to get you the best results, because it shows that this is working, right? It shows that there's real people that are out there marketing and they're getting results with the system. And that's actually what's happening. So the more that you share that stuff, the more people you're going to attract that want to get results, because they'll see that other people are. So definitely worth using these testimonials. And I was talking about the done for you emails, definitely use those. But then we also have, the next one is testimonials. So we actually came out with 40 different testimonial pages that you can use in your marketing. So you can just go out there and share these links that have testimonial videos on them and show people the business that way. I'll show you actually what one of those looks like here really quick, just in case you guys haven't seen them. Oop, I'm showing a little preview of what's going on. All right, so this is the testimonial page, just so you guys can see. So you can see there's tons of different testimonial videos. We're going to be adding a bunch more as we go along here, and especially through the contest, because one of the things in the contest you guys will be doing is sending us testimonial videos to get points. So talk about that here in a bit. But this is going to be a huge resource for everybody going forward and helping them get results, because it's something that when you share these things, it really does get signups, it generates sales, and it really raises the belief level of the people who you're marketing to. So I definitely recommend coming in, grabbing these links. You can just copy a link and then paste it in here, and you'll be able to see what these pages look like. You can see this one is Anchor, and it talks about how he made $30,000 in 5 days. If you click this link to continue, it's going to take you over to a sales page. So you just share something like this on Facebook or through email or something like that to help you get more results. So, and the next piece, daily promo emails. I kind of already talked about that. And then we have emails that will help you promote the webinars on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're actually doing the webinar again this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's going to be me, Joe, and Vince on there. We're going to rock it out. We're going to give you guys a lot of content, especially like last week was kind of a trial run with Vince, and I think this week we're going to take Vince's content and make it even better, like add a little bit more details about the company and different things like that. We're really working on perfecting this Thursday night webinar, and I think we're going to be able to do it this week. I'm back in town. I can actually get on there and help really get a good amount of content in there for everybody. So I think this week is going to be killer on that Thursday night webinar, so make sure that you guys promote that really, really hard using those emails that we give you inside the daily promo emails folder. So if you want to see, I'll just show you guys what that looks like. If you click this link, there's 3 different emails in here you can use, and the images aren't loading right now, but if you just click the emails, you can actually go in there and you can swipe those emails and use them in your own marketing, on your own Facebook, and in your emails. So last piece, we have a new daily marketing plan for October, and this is going to be, it'll change a little bit as we go along, because we're going to be obviously announcing the contest tonight. We're going to have some new resources with the premium reseller license. So after tonight, I'm going to actually add those things in here, and I'll probably create even a new weekly update for you guys, just so it's very clear what you're supposed to be doing this week and going all the way into October. And you'll realize what that is after we talk about the contest and everything. It's going to be very clear, very step by step, so that you know exactly what to do every single day. But if you want to know right now what to do, like literally today, tomorrow, you can come here to the daily marketing plan. We have one of these live all the time. We'll do one every single month, and we'll always be updating it with the new stuff that comes out. So right now it has everything that came out last week in it already, so you can get the different resources, the testimonial videos, all those things are already in here. And then once we talk about what's going to be in premium tonight, some of Vince's training that he's going to be releasing that's super powerful, we'll actually add some of those as steps in here as well, so that you can just come to this daily marketing plan every single day, follow it step by step, and be doing the things that you really should be doing in your business. So that's definitely a great resource for you, especially if you're just getting started, or even if you're not, if you're experienced. It's just a place to come so that you never forget what to do every day. You just come in here, you follow a plan step by step, and you start getting leads, you start getting sales in your business. So, all right. So that's it for, kind of catching up on last week. I just want to make sure we went over that so everybody knows what's been coming out, and then obviously we're going to be going into this week. We're in this week already, right? It's Tuesday. We're going to be releasing some more cool stuff this week on this webinar, actually. So one thing from last week as well, just so everybody's aware, is we did have one issue when we upgraded the servers that messed up our traffic delivery system. So anybody that hasn't been on the daily calls, I just want to update you guys on this quick, is a lot of you guys haven't been getting traffic. It's been like a week since you've been getting any significant amount of traffic. And it's just because when we upgraded the system and the database, and it caused some kind of error. That's to be honest. And Chad is fixing it right now. So it's not affecting any of you guys as far as you getting your like if you're going to get your clicks. It's really just the clicks right now are almost like going to nowhere. So to be honest, it's costing the company money. It's not costing you guys money. So just putting it out there in the open, there was just some little error that was caused by that, and they're fixing it. Really, it should be fixed here, I would say, within the next 24 hours. I know Chad is working on it literally right now, and they've been working on it for the past few days, and they're very confident it's going to be fixed here soon. So you guys should start seeing the traffic start to flow normally here definitely this week, just like it was before, and even picking up from that, because we're going to be releasing a sales funnel tonight that we feel very, very confident with. We've seen the numbers on, and we really want to start sending a ton of traffic as soon as this thing is fixed, so you guys can get the maximum results. So just wanted to make sure you guys were clear on that. Anything, Joe, before I go into what we're doing this week and what's going on?
Yeah, well, I just want to make a comment that I had a conversation today with Greg Chambers, and they are very, very aggressively, fixing whatever this issue is that has been taking place with the traffic. I want everybody to really understand how aggressive, because we're all in this together, and our goal is to deliver the highest quality traffic as quickly as we possibly can. And the other thing I want to point out is that these the swipe files that we've been sending to you guys every single morning, they're already available to you right back there in that piece, and we'll get to that tomorrow morning. We'll remind you in the company updates, in the marketing plan updates. There are direct links to those files right there, and we'll recover that tomorrow morning, so you guys are aware of that. Well done, though. Great new stuff. I'm really excited to see what's coming up next, though. The Halloween contest. Woo.
Halloween contest this year. Checking in. My name is Joe, the guy that you're on the radio every single day at Radio Leverage.
Sorry.
11 a.m.
No problem.
They made it. Anyway, that was the contest page. I'll show you guys that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see the video on it, so just a second. I got to send a message to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, they're finishing some of these little things up right now.
And that's how we roll, right? That's how it goes. Everything is in real time.
Yeah, when you push, we just push the envelope so much to get this much stuff out. To be honest, these guys are just working around the clock. So when you push that hard all the time, it's like things just happen to come together at the last minute all the time because you just push so hard. Mm-hmm. So it's hilarious. It's a good thing though. I mean, it's great for you guys. You get to see it all happening on the fly, and that's how you get things done quickly in business and get people results. So
yeah, it's called taking, imperfect action. I know a lot of people right now. I know people right now. This morning on the radio show, we heard people asking us about this video, this thing that we're going to be introducing this evening, right? We hear people saying, "Oh, I'm going to wait for the video. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for that." Well, you know what? It's never going to be perfect. Ever is it going to be perfect? It's called imperfect action. Just do it. Just do the thing, and you'll have the results. One of my favorite stories is the one of Vincent Ortega Jr., right? He made all of this money, and we were still like half-assing it, right? There were so many things that were still being built, and this guy's crushing it because he just does the simple things, and he does them over and over and over again. So, it's never going to be done. Somebody asked me, was Rome built in a day? It's like, well, I want you to consider that it's still not even done. Rome isn't, it's not done yet, right? They're still building it. They're still adding stuff, right? So, this is creation on the fly. A year from now, we'll look back, and it will be like, whoa, remember those days when stuff was still coming together? And it will always be coming together, but these are unique circumstances, man. This is fun. Like that, we just completed that video earlier today. I wasn't even sure what you were going to do with that.
Well, yeah, and it's hilarious. Like, it just all seems to come together at the last minute. It's hilarious. Anyway, okay. Well, let's chat about this week, right? Let's get them the cool stuff.
Okay, cool.
So, I just want to do a brief review of what's actually coming out this week, just so everybody kind of knows what we're doing. I mean, the first thing we're doing is the premium reseller. Okay, so that's going to be, and kind of let me break down a little bit of the vision for the premium reseller for you guys and what we're actually thinking with this whole thing. So obviously we have a regular reseller license, and everybody gets in there, and you guys have seen what that is. It's a ton of training, it's a ton of resources, ton of sales funnels. I mean, you can see there's all kinds of stuff back there right now for you guys to get access to. But it really is all stuff that's created by the company, right? It's me doing it. It's Greg, Joe, all of us getting together on the company side of things and creating the sales funnels for you. Well, there's a whole next level to that, and I don't think it's explored enough, but it's actually the most powerful way to get signups, and that is using the stories of your leadership, the trainings from your leadership, and actually creating content around that. Because they're the ones getting results, right? It's the Vincent Ortega Juniors that, there's tons of people getting results. Mac and Ankur and Devon and lots of people, So these guys are all leaders that have been in the industry for a very long time, and they know how to get results in their business. They know the sales copy that works. They know the emails that work. They know the training that works. They have their own special training that they only teach their teams, that they only use themselves, and they never really share it. It's something that is almost like a secret that's kept sacred within their own little circle, and they never want it to get out of there. So what we've actually done with the premium reseller is we've kind of pulled it out of them, right? We had to incentivize them a little bit. We incentivized them with money, and prizes and things like that. Like basically what the premium reseller, it is going to be an extra fee, but all that extra fee actually goes back into the field. It actually goes back into the resellers. So what we're going to do is take the money from the reseller fee, the premium reseller fee, and put it all into contests and leadership pools. So you remember we talked about at the beginning when we launched the company, we talked about the fact there would be leadership pools, and we would disclose what those were going to be at a later time. But this was always the vision for it. It was always to come, bring the leadership together. Once we had leadership, obviously we were at the beginning of the company, right? So we didn't have leadership yet. But we knew that this was going to be the vision for it. As soon as we had these leaders that had great training and sales funnels, and we got to see what those were, we were going to bring together all of their resources and put them into this premium level membership where everybody can get access to their stuff. They can get access to the best sales funnels that Vincent would normally not share with anybody outside of his team or even outside of himself, to be honest. He may not even share it with his team, just because when stuff works really, really well, you usually try and keep it to yourself. It's just the nature of it. It's like, wow, I found this great thing, especially in marketing in this kind of industry. You usually try and keep that kind of stuff to yourself, but we've created this environment now where they want to share it, right? Because they're a little bit incentivized by the contests and the prizes and all these different things. And really we want everybody in the company to be incentivized, not just the biggest leaders. It's the guys that, anybody who has something that is working really, really well, and they want to contribute it to this membership, and they say, okay, I have this special training that I only, I just figured out how to get 10 signups a day from this training, or even 2 signups a day from this training. I want to share it with you guys and put it in the premium reseller. We want you to bring that to us. We want to put it in there no matter who you are. You don't have to be making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. You could have just made your first 10 sales, but you did it very quickly and you did it in a very unique way that we aren't teaching yet. That's the kind of stuff that we want to put into this membership. We want it to be built by our members and actually have all these strategies that are working right now. It's like the what's working now type of stuff that isn't shared in the general training. So that's kind of my vision for it, and it'll evolve into much more than that. We actually have some features that we're going to put in there, like the like some different things you guys have been asking for, like for example, customization of like a sponsor section, like where you could actually customize a welcome video or put your own opportunity in there, or put some resources that you want your team to have. We've actually created a place for you to put a video and actually customize a piece of the back office with whatever you want, you know, with a video of yourself introducing yourself to your team. Those kind of features where it's like this little extra thing that can enhance the results of the system. Those are the kind of things that are going to be in this membership as well. One of the other pieces to this that we want to add in there is the ability to customize your GetResponse affiliate ID. So some of you guys have been asking for that. And anyone who doesn't know what that is, GetResponse is the autoresponder, right, that we all use to build our email list. Well, you can actually become a member of their reseller program as well, just like you are a Traffic Authority. And if you refer someone there, you can earn commissions from that. So this was a feature people have been asking for since the beginning, and we always knew that these extra things, the extra income streams, the extra customization options, were going to be part of the premium reseller. So we actually saved adding that feature until now so that it can be in the premium reseller section. So that is also a feature that you guys will start to see inside your profile probably tomorrow. That's something they're literally working on right now. So you'll be able to customize some of these things like the welcome video, the affiliate ID. Another thing is retargeting pixels. Everybody, you know, not everybody, but the more advanced marketers, the more advanced resellers have been asking if they can add retargeting pixels to their pages. And just anybody who doesn't know what that is as well, I'll just explain all these things. Retargeting pixels it's a piece of code that you can actually put on your page that if somebody comes to your page, it puts a pixel on their computer. It basically cookies them, and it makes it so you can place ads around the internet. Like, for example, on Facebook, you could create a Facebook ad, and if somebody came to your page and they got a retargeting pixel, then every single time they went to Facebook, they would see your ad. They would see, hey, you came to my website, please come back to my website. You could put a little banner there with some text that talks about Traffic Authority or talks about you and your business, and they would you almost like follow them around the internet. That's the coolest part about retargeting pixels, is it's this little thing that, you know, gets cookied in their browser, and everywhere they go on the internet, they see you. They see an ad of you. And it's very cheap to do as well. That's the powerful thing about it, is since you generated that person that came to your website, these websites like Facebook and Google and all these different places give you really cheap advertising, and you kind of follow the people around on those different sites. And eventually they're going to be like, wow, this person, I keep seeing them everywhere. I want to go back to their website. And you can capture a lot of really cheap sales that way using retargeting pixels. So that was a pretty cool feature you'll be able to access that this week. So within the week, and we'll announce these things when they're actually live, like the welcome videos and GetResponse. I know will be live tomorrow. The sales funnel, like Vince's sales funnel and training, is live right now. You know, so you guys will be able to get access to that tonight inside the premium reseller. So that's pretty cool. And why don't we play? I know everybody's been asking about Vince's sales funnel. Why don't we actually just play what that is, and then I'll show people where it is and everything after that. But I think we should give them a preview of what it looks like. And I know Joe, I think, has that thing.
Yeah, I've got it queued up here. All
right, let me just quit sharing my screen then.
Okie dokie. We'll play this video. And you know, when I listen to you, what this reminds me of is kind of like it's like an unfair advantage, you know, because, you know, there are so many of us here in Traffic Authority who are relatively new to things like pixels and the things that you're sharing with us, and the fact that we now have available to us this level of, I mean, this is like Sniperville, man. When you're talking about people and this idea that, you know, you'll be following people on the internet and they don't know it, right? And they just think that, whoa, this must be a really big player because they're everywhere. Every time I go to a page, there they are. That is like it really makes it a very, very cool thing. It's like an unfair advantage, especially for those of us, myself included, who are relatively new to this space, right? What a cool thing. All right, let me play this video. It's a little bit long, but we'll get through a little bit of it. Let me know when you think we're ready to.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yep, there it was. It was so good. It was so good that I wanted to watch it one more time. And listen, you know what? I got two things, Vince. The first thing is it good to be king? That's what comes into my brain when I see you dancing around and beautiful women and everyone's high-fiving, and it must be good to be king. And the other thing I got to say is, dude, so you have been keeping some stuff from us. That is like killer. I am like, I am really, really blown away by that video. So quickly, Vince, I just got to ask you just a couple things, right? I want to get you out here, man. What is the real story? What's the real story with that, recruiting strategies and, signups per week? I mean, some of the things that you're seeing here on this little piece. So this is what you've been keeping to yourself, dude. This is why you've made sales records here in Traffic Authority. Well done, my man. Well done.
Well, I mean, can you hear me good? Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through awesome. I love the pumpkin there too, by the way. That's looking.
Hey, girl hooks me up. Wife comes in, she's like, "It's time for a new decoration behind you." I'm like, "All right, bring it on." So, no, I mean, what people are seeing right now, I mean, that video is probably, I don't know, 20 times, 30 times better than anything I've ever created for, obviously because of the man right here, Adam Whiting, and so. We went off of a script that he used back in his last company that just dominated, and then I would say probably 60 to 70% of it is the same, and then the rest of it is kind of way different. Obviously, it's all in my own words and voice, but kind of that whole story feel is really what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's actually kind of almost in a way copying a script that I did back in my last company where it's really about telling the story about where I come from, where I've kind of gone from, literally struggling, right, to where I am today, where I'm almost at $200,000 in the last 2 months with this company, and so it's crazy to think, as I watch that video, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just another sales video or whatever, but it brings me back, it brings me back to the time where I was like so many of you guys are out there watching this right now, and you're wanting this lifestyle, but you're not realizing that it does take a little bit of effort in the beginning, and so 7 years later, I'm sitting here right now on a webinar. It wasn't last year where I went from literally nothing to where I am today. However, there was a really big shift when I started to hang out with people like Adam Whiting, the people of the industry who are actually dominating. And so, as you saw in that video, and that's really where it happened. It's funny because Adam, he was actually part of my story. When I met him when I was kind of coming up in this industry, and it's just wild how it all kind of worked out and how we're working together full circle. And so, my last company where we put together a video that I would say is literally a tenth of as good as that video, we went from 0 to 40,000 people in 3.5 months. And so I'm not saying that video will do that again this year, but who knows what's going to happen, At the end of the day, I believe that video literally makes that one, my last one, look like a little baby video. And so it's just exciting what you guys were able to do. So if you guys are pumped up and excited, just over here on the right or whatever side you guys are seeing us, just say pumped up or say you're excited.
Dude, I open it up. It says priceless. Boom. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Vincent. Love this video and Vincent's teaching. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Vincent. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love, love, love what I'm seeing. It's like it's a love fest, dude. Like I said before, is it good to be king?
It's just, I mean, this is a funny thing. What you guys don't realize out there is, yeah, you are saying it's good to be king, and that's what I've always visualized. I've always wanted to be on webinars in front of hundreds and thousands of people, and they're like saying, Vince, you're so awesome, or whatever. But what you got to realize is that I was just like you guys, just a few years ago on the webinar, hoping, dreaming, wishing that I would become that person, and finally it's here. But the reality is, lots of tears, literally tears, trying to put together some of the stuff that Adam and Traffic Authority has already put together for you guys. Oh my God, the comment thread is going crazy right now. But it's just crazy to be able to see it all come full circle. And now I get to actually work with Adam, which is a guy that saw me kind of go through the ranks and kind of see me go from literally a nobody in this industry to now we're using sales videos where I believe this sales video, just like my last one, over 1 million people saw that last video. And the same will happen with this one, and that's why literally millions of dollars in revenue came through in my last company that I started and created. And it's funny because Adam, he was talking about today, just kind of to bring it back, he's like, dude, our clicks were literally going to nowhere. So as a company, they were wasting money over the last week and a half, you guys were. And, that's the thing that we're blessed to have. It's like I get to do all the stuff that I got to do in my last company, except I don't have to deal with the company owner nonsense, which is nice as well. So for those of you guys just knowing, you're getting all these sales videos done. That video right there would cost you normally $5,000 to $10,000 to do. and then you got to have the story, and then you got to have all this stuff, and then the system. It's just like, what people are getting in the resellers training now for $50 a month versus their $20 a month. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what you guys are going to get. Not only are you going to get sales funnels, but you're going to get follow-up sequences. You're going to get my training that I would never, give to anybody but my own team, because obviously I wouldn't be incentivized to help everybody make money, normally. And so now it's cool with the leadership bonuses and things like that. Now it's like, here, let's see how fast we can grow this company, and that's what's really nice about it. So, it's just really cool to see what we've been able to collaborate together and create with Adam, kind of running the show as far as marketing head and things like that. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, it is really, really cool stuff, and you're right. And the comments just keep pouring in. People are really excited about this. So this is is this the kind of stuff that you've been, I know that we feature you a lot and we talk about you on the radio show, but clearly you had some secret weapons. This is some of the stuff that you've been using privately, maybe a couple members of your group. This is worth a fortune, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the training especially. Why don't you talk about the training a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Well, the training that we threw in there in the back office with Adam was like literally scraping it out of me. I'm like, I don't know if I want to give all that. He's like, come on, man. These leadership bonus pools are going to get. I was like, all right, fine, bro. But no, I mean, the first training, my 7-figure promo strategy, where I'm using Facebook events and how you set those Facebook events up to gather all your social media following, and then moving into the email marketing as well, that's kind of thrown in there. So you're kind of just using all of your effort and energy, and literally it takes about 30 minutes, which is awesome. 30 minutes or less usually when you get good. And then the follow-up sequence is huge, because I mean, for those of you guys who are out there, if you've been doing any kind of entrepreneurship, the fortune is in the follow-up. It's all about the follow-up. That's why the automated webinar sequences and things like that we're creating as well inside of these funnels is huge, that you're going to see as well. But then I teach you guys how to follow up properly. And then there's this new Twitter strategy that I've been using over the last, I don't know, it's been about 6 months or so that I've been using for Twitter. I've been getting 5 to 15 to 25 leads per day from my Twitter. And I've never even worked on Twitter before 6 months ago. And so it's a really cool strategy where you literally, it's kind of, I forget what we called it, some cool name like Twitter magnet strategy or something. But you're kind of putting yourself out there, and you're following the right people, and they follow you back, and they kind of see what you're doing. But as they go through the sales process, that's the magic. So you can do this Twitter strategy really great up front, but if you don't have the sales funnel in the back end, that's pointless. And so now with what Adam's created and Traffic Authority and all you guys, it's just like, it's insane. So now they kind of get pulled into the new sales funnel. It's going to be nuts. I mean, like, it's the same stuff, I'm telling you guys. And I even have my #1 affiliate back that will help guide you guys some of the stuff that he used to teach as well pretty soon. That's an upcoming thing. But it's the same stuff that we use to go from literally 0 to 40,000 members in 3.5 months. But then it's the same stuff plus all the new sales sequences, Traffic Authority, the traffic. I mean, it's insane, man. So it's like what we did before, it was a little tiny little baby. And now this is like, I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's like a grown-ass man beyond grown-ass man. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts. So, I'm just super excited to see where it goes. Obviously we can hype it all day long, but I'm just excited to see the results. 6 months from now, I'm really excited to see where it goes. Right. The next 3 months are going to be insane. Then it's after those 3 months, it's like, where is that going to be 6 months from now? And so I'm just excited to see, kind of like, I just visualize the craziest things happening, man. And I believe it's going to happen. I see hundreds of thousands of members over the next 6 months. And I see, lives changing. My last company with 40,000 people, we had literally, I think it was like 1,500 people's lives completely transformed out of those 40,000 people. I can imagine what it's going to be out of hundreds of thousands of people's lives, how many, testimonials we're really going to have out of this. And so it's just cool. I feel blessed, to be able to kind of lead the way, because obviously my sales funnel is going to come out. Then we're going to have all these other amazing sales leaders as well, in Traffic Authority come out as well. And so, it's just crazy to see what's going to happen. So I'm excited, man. Literally, there's no way in my mind, and obviously Adam's mind, as he's known me in the industry too, that this can fail. Like, we only see huge things happening, And so, and then the crazy part is, for $50 a month, I mean, it's silly. It's absolutely silly, the price, what we're doing this for. And it's just neat, that strength in numbers. And so the only reason we could do it for $50 a month is because there's so many people in the community already. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it. You guys would normally have to pay, thousands of dollars for the same information, the same funnels, the same training, all that stuff. And so it's just really neat to be able to do that and provide this. So I'm excited, man.
It's amazing. So let's continue the discussion, Mr. Whiting. Let's go, baby. What are you thinking, man?
Cool. Let me. I just want to show you guys some of the stuff and how this is going to work. Because I mean, obviously you see the value. You know, you've heard what Vince has said about it. You've seen the sales video, so obviously the value's there. So I just want to show you guys kind of what the page looks like and what you're going to see in the back office, how you can actually upgrade to get this stuff. And then we're going to talk about the contest, because the contest, it's almost like two things that are paired together, right? We're going to release this new sales funnel, the new training, and then we're going to lead right into a contest where anybody can win prizes. So it doesn't matter if you've been around for a long time, you're getting tons of sales, or if you're brand new, you can actually win prizes in this contest using the sales funnels and the training and the different things we're going to release tonight. So let me share my screen really quick, just like always. And I'll show you what we're coming out with. So obviously you saw the video, but tell me when you can see this if we're good to go.
Yes, we can see that. We're good to go.
So this is the actual sales funnel, though. So when you guys see, you know, you've seen what our sales funnels look like. They actually work really well. And this video is far superior to either of the videos that we have right now. So this sales funnel is just going to be on steroids compared to what we have right now. But the design stays similar because this design works. If you see right here, we actually added testimonials to the page and things like that. So you can see we're starting to use some of the resources that you guys are giving us, some of the comments you guys are leaving in that testimonial thread. We're just going to keep building on this more and more and more as we go along, and especially through this contest, which I'll show you how we're going to do that here in a little bit. But the big difference we made in this sales funnel is we actually are using the external checkout. We found that this works a little bit better, and it gives, you know, it just works a little bit better because it has some testimonials. It shows them what they're getting, different things like that. So that's a slight change compared to the sales funnels you guys have seen so far. But if you look at this, you know, this is what it's going to look like when you actually use this sales funnel. And just so you know, only premium resellers will be able to use this. So if you see a link out there of somebody that's promoting this and you're not a premium reseller, you can't just take the link and go promote it. It's going to kick you to a different page. So just keep that in mind. You'll have to be a premium reseller to actually access this and use it. But if you look in the marketing links section, you can actually go there now and you should be able to see the sales funnel. And this is what it's going to look like for people that don't have premium yet. Okay, then as soon as they want to get it, you know, they'll be able to go through here just like normal. They can access everything else, but they just can't access this one sales funnel for bits. And as we add more, because we will be adding a lot more sales funnels into here from the other leaders, we'll be adding automated webinars. What Vince kind of already hinted towards that. There's going to be automated webinar sales funnels, and those kind of things will be in the premium reseller as well. So as soon as you upgrade to premium reseller, you'll be able to get access to everything that is inside that membership. And this is just the first thing we're releasing. It's going to evolve over time tremendously. So if you go here now, you can actually see this. You can click on it. You can go to it, and then you'll be able to access. It'll have similar pages to everything else. It'll have capture page 1, 2, and 3. And actually, we never showed you capture page 3. This is something that we just released last, I think even maybe this week, and we just haven't talked about it yet. So let me show you guys this. This is a pretty cool sales funnel. And it basically, it's similar to what we already have, but it has this video in the background that you can actually go in and customize. In this video, I wouldn't really necessarily recommend customizing it unless you have a really cool video, because this video converts really well. But this is just a cool new style of page that just works really well. So if you want to use this page, this is a new capture page we added back there recently, and we'll be adding tons more. We have lots of capture page coming. Obviously, we have the capture page builder coming, so they're working on that before they add a ton of capture pages into the reseller. So just so you know, kind of that's a little bit of what's coming out. But I got, you know, a little distracted there. We'll go back to what we were talking about. But you can see, you can get this here, and then if we go over to another page, let me show you. Inside the training, you can also see we have premium training here. So as soon as you unlock the premium reseller license, those are the two things that you'll be able to access right away, is the sales funnel and the training. And the different trainings that Vince actually has back there right now is 3 different ones. There's one on Facebook events and promo creation, so that just exactly what Vince already talked to you about. Facebook event and promo follow-up, so he actually has a video specifically about how to follow up after events to get the maximum results, so that's a really good training. And then becoming a Twitter lead magnet. So he has a full training, and there's actually software that you can use for Twitter inside that training that will help you get leads every single day on complete autopilot. You don't have to do very much at all to actually get those leads, and it's something that's been working really well for him and his team. So those are 3 trainings that are going to be brand new that you guys will actually be adding them into the daily plan. And when people go back there, obviously they will have to upgrade their membership before they can get to them. But as soon as they upgraded the membership to premium, they'll be able to actually get to those trainings and use them on a daily basis, because they're the things that are getting the most results for Vince. Even on top of just chatting with people and the different things that we recommend in there, these are some of the biggest results producing stuff that Vince has. So, and like I said, we'll be adding more training from other people and things as we go along. Some of the other things that you guys can do, and you'll actually, this is stuff that, like I said, will be added tomorrow, but today you get access to this stuff. Tomorrow we're actually going to make it so that you can customize a welcome video. So let me see if that's, the way that this will work, just so you guys know, is right here next to the profile section. There'll be a little box that says meet your sponsor, and you guys will actually see this tomorrow. You'll click that button, and when it pops up, there'll be a video, and then there's a place where you can customize your name, phone number, email address, all that stuff, and you can actually customize the video as well. So when somebody gets into the system for the first time, that pop-up will automatically pop up, and then there'll be a way for them to click here to meet their sponsor, and you'll actually have a video that you can put there, and they'll be able to see that video. And you can customize whatever you want inside that video. So that's a feature of the premium. You'll also get customize your get response affiliate link. That'll be something that's inside the profile section here. So you can see there, I think they're putting it right here, and it'll actually say premium. So you'll be able to click right here where it says sponsor profile right now. Yeah, see, it's not working yet. But tomorrow you'll be able to see this, and you'll be able to get in there and customize your get response affiliate link and your pop-up for the new members that come in for the video. So. And then the retargeting pixels will actually be inside the sales funnel. So we'll show you guys that when it actually gets released. Like probably next Tuesday when we do a training, we'll go through all this stuff and show it to you. But all these different things, so the premium reseller license, all the training, all that stuff is $50 a month. So just so you guys know, that's the actual cost of the training. And in all the different resources that are included in premium, including everything that we come out with in the future, that's going to be a price that you guys can lock in right now. Now that price, it may go up in the future, but you guys will never have to pay more than that. So depending on what we add in there, we've had talks of adding different consultants and things in there to help call your leads and all these different things. We've actually talked about tons of stuff we can put in here, but you just know you guys will actually be locked in at that rate of $50 a month forever. So as long as you guys upgrade today and basically in the near future, while we still have this price, you guys will be able to lock in that low price. And let me show you.
Adam, what some people are confused on is like a lot of people come in at $47 a month, but they don't realize that's $20 a month for just the resale.
Right. So this is actually an additional $50. So it's like basically you get a $20 reseller, and that gets you the basic reseller, and then the additional $50 a month gets you everything else. Okay, and just so we're very clear, is that basically the $20 reseller, and just so you know how the company operates, because I think this is important. For everybody to know, is that $20 reseller basically pays for everything to run the company. All that money goes towards paying employees, doing all these different things that you guys do. And then so we had to come up with a way to create the contest money, the leadership bonus money, and being able to give away all the stuff that we do on a regular basis. So that's what this membership is actually for. This is all the money from the $50 goes towards you guys. It goes towards the members and actually giving away tons of prizes and eventually giving away the leadership bonuses and all those different things. So when you actually hit the ranks, when you hit the 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and you start hitting the other ranks we're going to be coming out with, and I'll talk about this next week as the actual ranks. I don't want this webinar to go too long, but I'll actually explain the ranks and how you reach the different ranks on next Tuesday's webinar. And as you reach these different ranks, and they're not that difficult to reach, it could be $5,000, $10,000 in volume in your team, you can actually start sharing in pools. So we're going to have leadership pools where the money from this actual membership feeds those pools. It actually goes into those pools, and anybody who's in there gets a share of that extra bonus money at the end of the month. So if you hit those different leadership levels, like for example, if you got 10,000 people in your team, not 10,000 people, sorry, $10,000 in volume in your team for the month. So let's say that you sold a couple $5,000 packages. Just I know there isn't a $5,000 package, but just for an example, and you got to $10,000 in volume in your team total. Then you would actually qualify for a leadership pool. And anybody who's in that pool just shares the money inside that pool. And then as you start growing your business a little bit more, you hit $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and this will happen. Like it's not that difficult to, if you have 5, 10 different traffic sales happening somewhere in your downline, it's actually not that difficult to hit these kind of levels. And you start to get to share in these bigger bonus pools with only a very few amount of people. So you start to get an extra $200,000, $500,000, $1,000 a month just from starting to build your team. And this is what is really what, in most MLM companies, these type of leadership pools and leadership bonuses is where people make the majority of their money once they start building the team, because it actually gives you tons of leverage from people that aren't just on your first level. For example, like right now in the plan, you make a lot of money from the people you bring in directly, but when they bring in 10, 20, 50 people, you don't make that much from that part of it unless they send you pass-ups from stuff that isn't qualified. So this gives you the ability to earn on your entire team. If it goes down 10, 20 levels deep eventually, you actually will earn bonus money on that. So what do you think? So Vince, does that explain what we're talking about? I went on a complete tangent, I know, but
Yeah, so instead of 47, basically, this is what people are trying to understand. Instead of 47, will
it's
it be
97.
77 or 97?
Total of 97.
Okay,
Sorry about
so
that.
total would be 97.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what they want to know.
Yep, it is. Yep, and literally, like I said, literally like 85-90% of that money, obviously we have merchant fees and whatnot, goes directly back into the members. So that's the coolest piece about that whole deal.
Yeah, so some people are now saying, so what's all in? I don't think we've ever even calculated. Is that 194?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were to literally, if you're talking about just the residual pieces, then yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
right around $200 a month to have literally everything, and that's that's it. I haven't really figured it out either.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, these are good questions that people are going to be asking now, obviously. So.
Sure. And I guess so a couple ways you guys can upgrade if you want to now, and then I'll talk about the contest. Obviously, we want to get into what the contest is so you guys can see how you can win cool stuff going forward using this sales funnel and everything else. So a couple ways you can upgrade. You can actually go in the back office and just go here and click on Upgrade to Premium today. That's the easy way. And then we also have a link that is easy.com/TA Premium. So let me just start a Google Doc here for you real quick. Well, maybe.
Somebody said so there's no commissions. So there is no commissions. And I want to clarify for you guys too. Can you hear me right now, Adam?
Yep, I can. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, and I just want to clarify for you guys, and I just said it over there, the $50 a month is only for the leadership pool and the contest. The company keeps none of it, just the merchant processing. So this, guys, I want you to understand that this is like all for you guys, and it's all for us. Like, that's the beauty. And so it's not like the company trying to make more money or anything like that. So I just wanted to clarify that. So just so people, and the only people that are going to ask these questions are the people that have been with us for the last, 2 months or whatever. So that's the beauty. So I want you guys to understand this is like kind of like, a potluck or whatever at home where you're all throwing in money in a pot, and then it all is like for contests and things like that. So it's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah, and the beauty is really anybody can share in it. I mean, once you start really building up your business, and if you follow this contest like I'm about to show you, it's not like it's just for the leaders. It's really for anybody who's in here taking action, starting to get results in their business. That anybody can get a piece of that. It's not necessarily just for leadership. So that's the cool piece is. You really, not only is it super valuable in the sense where you can use, Vince's training, use Vince's sales funnels to get you more results, because the reality is just a couple sales will pay for the membership. So to me, I don't think the cost is really a big deal considering what you get, because the training and the sales funnels alone can make you that money back super easily, just if you take the actions we tell you to on a daily basis. But then, we have now this pool of money that we're able to give back and actually do the contest on a big scale, have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to put into a contest almost every single month. Like if you think about it, most companies almost never really do contests, and you want to know why is because it takes money directly out of the company's pocket that you normally use to run the company. So it's very difficult to continuously do contests and continuously every single month give stuff away and give incentive for people to really push hard and build their business. But what this is going to do is give us that, basically those funds to be able to do it on a very regular basis, on literally a monthly basis. Is my plan is to have literally a contest every 45 to 60 days. So basically almost every single month we're going to have a contest running consistently all the time, where you guys consistently can be winning prizes every single month. You can be qualifying for leadership pools, and there's always that money there that doesn't have to get pulled out of the money we use to run the company. So and I'm just telling, this is how the business works, so you guys kind of understand. It's like it makes us feel super comfortable doing this stuff all the time, because we know the money is there to run the company, $20 a month, and the money is there for the leadership bonuses and the contest pools. And you never are mixing those things, right? It's two different pools of money we use for two different things, and we budget it that way as a company. So just so you guys are aware, like that's kind of like an insight to how the company runs. And it just allows us to give more, honestly. And really, it feels really good. And to me, it's like the perfect membership, because since it basically you give it all back to the members, it motivates you guys to give us more, to give us your resources, your training. And that's why Vince has come to the table and literally giving us everything, is because he knows him and his team are going to be able to benefit from this specifically from the contest, from the the leadership pools. He knows he's going to have people coming up, and they're going to be able to benefit from that stuff. So it's worth it for people to actually give up their best stuff, to give their best training, their best sales funnels that they normally wouldn't share. So
I love it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, people are pumped. People are excited. I'm watching the comments.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I'm super pumped, and I mean, I'm I'm an affiliate too. I'm super excited about it too, because I see what's already coming to the table. I see the people that are coming out of the woodwork to give us their stuff, and it's stuff you would just never have,
And you know what? I'm seeing some of the comments jumping in here. People are wondering, what about their current $144 commitment, and is the $97 piece still valuable? And what I want you guys to consider is that what this is like. The Traffic Academy as it currently sits, this is very, very cool stuff, right? This is about learning a new skill set, developing your own brand, and, learning how to really write emails. What we're talking about here with this concept is this is like traffic authority specific ninja training for your traffic authority business. It's something entirely different. And again, I want you to consider that this is non-commissionable dollars. I can testify. I'm around the neighborhood. Every single one of these $50 is going to a reserve, and that reserve is going to reward people who take action and reward people who create this stuff. It is a killer add-on. It is a dynamite deal. And people are wondering about the price. Is this? I heard you say earlier, Adam, that this $50 is now, and in the future that dollar amount may increase, correct? And
Yeah.
people are wondering, can they wait until Friday, and how soon do they have to?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
You're not going to get tacked to the higher price if you wait till Friday. You'll be fine. I'm just talking about literally we're talking about adding all these different features and things in the future. I mean, come Christmas or whatever, the price could go up next year. I don't use that as like a tactic to get you to join right now. Like I just told you, it literally could be next year that it goes up. But the fact is, eventually it could go up. And you guys, since you're here, you're with us at the beginning here, you're going to get the best possible deal. There's no way, there's no way you can lose, I guess, by joining soon. So you're good. And then you're going to be able to use that in this contest. Like I want to get in here and talk about the contest here in a minute, because I know we've been going on this for a while. But you'll be able to actually use this stuff in the contest to get your results. So that's the the big thing too.
And you know what? And I'll also say this is tomorrow morning, as you guys know, every single morning at 11 o'clock we answer questions. Right? We have radio leverage. We'll post a phone number in the morning, overnight, send out an email actually. So if any of you are confused or you need further discussion, we have an open forum tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll remind you guys again at the end of tonight's webinar where you can go and get those questions answered tomorrow.
Cool.
This is really cool stuff. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see the Halloween contest. This is awesome too.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing, just to be clear, because you did bring up that question about the academy and what the difference is, I just want to be very clear about what the difference is. Because in the academy, okay, and just so you guys understand the legalities of it too, I'll explain that. So in the academy, that training is going to be full courses. So our vision for the academy is to bring in experts, specific traffic experts from outside of the Traffic Academy. People who already have super valuable trainings that they're selling in the retail market for $200 to $1,000, like literally the top-notch stuff. And that's what we're going to bring to the Traffic Academy. So it's going to be super valuable, full training courses that fill up the academy. And then we'll bring in these trainers to obviously train you guys as well and do a custom webinar for us, similar to what we did with Darren. Look at exactly what we did with Darren. We brought him in. He did a webinar with all of our resellers, and then he put his full course, a $250 course, into our Traffic Academy, and now everybody in the academy has access to it for only $97 a month. So that's the vision, and eventually that academy will have 10, 20 different courses in it that people are able to access for just $97 a month, and we'll be continuously releasing new training in there all the time. This membership, the premium membership, is for resellers of Traffic Authority. It's not for necessarily retail people, right? The academy is something that a retail person that was not a reseller could come and access. And it has to be very generic. Legally, we can't sell a product to the retail market that only talks about how to sell the Traffic Academy. Like, we could never put a training into the Traffic Academy that was only focused on Traffic Authority. It couldn't say, here's how to build your Traffic Authority business. It's not legal. It has to be something that serves a bigger market, the entire retail market. So this section is specifically about Traffic Authority. It's where we bring in our biggest leaders in Traffic Authority, and we actually get them to talk specifically about their Traffic Authority business and how they're building it and what they're doing to get results. So there's a distinct difference between a general training about how to get results with email marketing and a training about how to get results with email marketing in your Traffic Authority business. There's a big difference in how you would train somebody on that, because we could talk. The beauty of this premium section is we can talk specifically about resources we have. Vince can come in and he can say, here's exactly how to get maximum results with this testimonial about traffic authority. Use this specific email. This is the one that got me the best results. Use this specific event promotion strategy. It's very focused on our business. That's the point. And it's to bring in the resources that are specifically focused on our business, the emails that work the best, the banners that work the best, the videos that work the best. All those different things we're going to be bringing in from our community and taking the best stuff that they have and putting it into this membership. So that's the difference. Is one is from our community, our leadership. The other ones are from outside people that really bring the retail value. So
well said.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk contest, because this thing kind of leads right into the contest. Obviously, you guys can go upgrade for the premium. I recommend that you do. But what we're going to be coming out with tomorrow is our Halloween contest, and this is going to run to the end of the month, to the 31st, and there's over $20,000 in prizes and giveaways. So basically, we're preemptively kind of preparing to give away all the prizes and stuff. All the money that comes in for this premium reseller membership is going to go straight to these prizes and giveaways. So just so you guys know, that's like kind of how the flow goes. Now we're going to take some of that investment, we're going to give you guys the value back and the sales funnels and all that stuff, and then we're actually going to give you all the money back in prizes and giveaways. So that's kind of the cool thing about how this works, is now we can run these type of contests all the time. And you guys are going to see why this is so valuable, because this contest is designed to reward anyone who's taking action. Okay, we have a couple of, and I'll just kind of go through this exactly how you would read it. And we'll show you this contest page tomorrow. But the purpose and the thing that we kind of figured out with contests, like when we did the launch, obviously the contest was focused on the people who got the biggest results, right? And that's okay when you're doing a launch, because you do want people to push hard and try and hit that top 10 leaderboard and get the maximum results that they can. So the people that hit those top 10, top 5 leaderboards actually are the ones that earned all the money. They earned the traffic packages or the cash, whichever one they chose to take. And the people who were just taking action, getting leads, generating results, but they were somewhat new, didn't win much in the contest. A couple people did that were kind of up and coming and just got going really fast, but most of the people that won prizes were the people that have been around for a while. They already had lists, and they were just pushing really hard to their list that already exists. Well, what does that do for the person that's brand new that doesn't have a list, right? There's no way for them to earn a prize, so it's not very motivating. So we wanted to come up with a contest where anybody could win, as long as they were taking the actions that they needed to take to get results in their business. So we came up with a really cool idea to actually come out with a contest that had many different ways that you can earn points. So I'm just going to go through the different ways you can earn points. And the first thing to realize, I guess, is there's 2 different ways you can qualify to win prizes in the contest. You can get in the top 10, or you can get enough points to be in a weekly drawing. So we have 2 different types of prizes we're giving away. The first one is for the top 10, so that's pretty typical. The second one, though, is the one that anybody can win in, and that's where we do weekly drawings for these similar prizes to what the top 10 win even. So you're actually going to get very similar prizes to what they win, but it'll just be in a drawing where anybody can win that hits a certain amount of points in the contest. So I'll explain how that works here in a minute. The different ways that you can earn points in the contest is for earning commissions, so that's pretty obvious. You based on your sales volume and the amount of commissions that you earn, you'll actually get a point in the contest. So for every $1 in commissions that you earn, you'll get 1 point in the contest. And you can actually earn points also for making purchases in the contest. For every $5 you spend on traffic, you can earn 1 point. So we just want to reward. The idea here is you reward for the actions that people should be taking in their business on a regular basis. And there is a limit on the purchasing. You can only purchase 1 traffic package per week. So just so you know, we didn't want people gaming the system by purchasing a ton of traffic packages to try and qualify. So just want to make that clear. The next thing you can use to qualify or you can earn points on, is reaching qualifications. So if you get to basic, bronze, and this actually counts if you already are at these levels, just so you know, you'll automatically get these points. But if you get to these different qualification levels, you actually earn points based on your qualification level. So if you're a diamond member, you get 100 points in the contest. If you've reached 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, you get more points in the contest. So your points can start adding up just for qualifying. So that's pretty cool, something that nobody's really ever done before. It's usually just based on, really making sales is the main thing that contests are usually based on. They're not based on the actions that you should actually be taking in your business. So that's the big change we've made here. Now the next thing you can earn points for is taking your daily actions. And this is going to be something that's kind of on an honor system. Obviously, you guys will tell us if you've taken these actions, and we expect you to be truthful about it and actually take the actions, because the whole purpose of this is to get you not necessarily just winning stuff in the contest. It's to get you doing the things that will actually get you results, because at the end of the day, you making sales and making money in your business is what we really care about. That's what we really want you to do. So that's why we took these specific actions, the things that will help you get results in your business, and we let you earn points for doing them on a daily basis. So I'll just read through them so you know what they are. So the first thing is if you complete the system setup videos. So someone that's brand new, they may not have completed the system setup videos yet. Their business isn't set up. If they do that, they can click a button. I'll show you where the buttons are here in a minute, and they'll be able to get 3 points for that. So they can actually start to get points and participate in the contest and start building their business just by going through the steps they normally should. The second one is complete the business plan videos. They get 3 points for that. Next one is complete the marketing links videos. So there's 3 different videos inside the marketing links section we want people to watch. If they do that, they can click the button. They'll get 3 points for that. So already just starting their business, they could already have 9 points, right? Just going through the different videos and going through the actions that they should. Then completing the daily marketing plans. That's something that you can do once per day, okay? Because we come out with a marketing plan every single day. So you can get 3 points every single day of the contest as long as you go through the different steps in the marketing plan. So you're starting to see these start to add up, right? If you're doing them every day and you go through these different steps and you qualify and you start to earn commissions, these points start to add up very quickly. Then if you have quality conversation with prospects, this is something we want you to be doing on a daily basis, is talking to people on Facebook, talking to your leads, talking to the people that you attract to that are commenting on your posts. When you post testimonials and all these different things, you want to follow up with all those people. So if you follow up with 10 quality people every single day and you have good conversations, and those conversations will lead to people actually signing up for your business. So we want to make sure that we reward you and give you points for that. You can do that 1 time per day, 10 quality conversations. Okay, do a Facebook event invite. So this is something that Vince it's actually going to be inside the premium reseller section, a training on how to do Facebook event invites. And the good thing too is that Facebook event invite will lead to your quality conversations, right? And that's something else that you'll learn in there, is really the purpose of that event invite. It is to get signups automatically, but it really is to give you interested people to follow up with so that you can start those quality conversations without having to go out and find the people to talk to. They just kind of come to you. You create the event, Vince shows you how to do it, he shows you how to attract the people and what to post, and then you attract these people so that you can talk to that are actually interested in your business. So it's pretty cool. And then doing the 100 follows with Twitter, this is something you'll learn from Vince as well, is how to do the Twitter follows, and it's totally automated, so it's pretty easy. But that also will get you those conversations. It'll get you leads that come in on a daily basis, automated, people that you can follow up with, and if you do that once per day, you can earn a point every single day that you do it. Attending the daily radio show. This is a huge thing that we want people doing on a daily basis. So if you attend the show, you listen to Joe and hear all the updates on what's going on, get your questions answered, you get 3 points every single day for doing that. If you attend attend the Tuesday webinar. So this webinar that we're doing this week, you get 5 points for attending the webinar. You can do that once per week. So you can see the limits over here, how many times you can do it per day, per week. Same thing with promoting the Thursday webinar. You get 5 points for just promoting the webinar. If you send out the emails every day or post on your Facebook every day, you can earn that 1 time per week. That's an additional 5 points. Post a Facebook comment testimonial. You can do that once per day. So that's a huge one. Okay, that's posting a comment every day is worth more than even doing the daily marketing plan. The reason for that is we want you to get in the habit of sharing your results. Okay, and when you post a comment testimonial inside our group, we also want you to post it to your Facebook. Okay, it's very valuable to share your results in both of those places. Okay, we post it to our comment thread so that people can see what's going on. They can see the social proof that things are happening. People are getting results from following these actions. But we also want you to post it to your Facebook so that you can actually get results from people that aren't inside our group already, right? You want people to see your results that are outside the group, that are going to be leads, prospects, and eventually sales. We want those people to see what is actually happening in your business. And then you follow up with them if they like it. If they comment on your thread, you follow up with them. So you get a lot of points for just posting your results on a regular basis. And the last one is submit a testimonial video. So this is something you can also post in the comment thread. You can send it to us directly. We'll allow you to create one every single week. So there's 2 weeks of the contest, so you technically can earn 40 points for submitting 2 different testimonials each week. And you can make them, similar or very different. You could do one, based on your results, and then you could do one that's based on the company, kind of like a company review. You can mix it up, and we'll actually, we actually have a thread in the group that tells you how to do this. If you want to submit a testimonial video, it tells you what to put in there and different things like that. So, any questions, Joe? Before I go on, I'm gonna go through all the tabs and stuff, but I know I just rambled for a while.
No, I think you're doing a great job. And again, I want to remind people, the radio show, come and visit us. That's 3 points every single day. There's 15 points a week. There's 60 points between now and the end of the contest.
Well, exactly. The point here, I think I added these up. I mean, you can earn per week just for doing the daily actions is like 200 to 300 points. I mean, like literally just going through and doing this stuff every day and taking the actions that you should, you can earn a lot of points in the contest and getting your qualifications. I mean, anybody who's in this can earn literally probably thousands of points throughout the contest just by qualifying and doing the actions that we tell them to do, not even by making sales. Okay, so that's the power in this. Is it's not only about making sales in your business, it's about being consistent and doing the actions that it takes to start building momentum. Because once you start doing these actions every day, you'll start getting results, and they'll start trickling in, and it creates this compounding effect. And you get to the point of Vince. You know, all Vince did to get to the level he is he does stuff every day. He literally does stuff like this every day, and he just lets it build, and his list gets bigger every day, and things just start happening in his business every day, and those results just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and 6 months down the road, you have a real business. I mean, a business that's making $10,000, $20,000 a month because you were just consistent from the beginning. So that's what we really want to focus on here at Traffic Authority, is just consistent action every day and rewarding for those actions. So.
Yeah, for sure. These are the things that the big earners are doing anyway every single day, and I love the way that you guys thought of this. This is just brilliant, right? By rewarding people for doing the things that they should be doing anyway, and then habits. Okay, you start doing these things, and before you know it, the contest is over, and you're still posting, you're still having conversations, you're still doing invites, and before you know it, like you said, 6 months down the road, it's like, whoa, I'm a king now. I'm living large, like Vincent Ortega. That's what happens, for real.
Heck yeah, man. Cool. Let's. I mean, you guys you'll be able to come to this page tomorrow. Like I said, on the reseller dashboard, there'll be a link to this page. You guys will be able to come to it and everything. They're still finishing up some of the final coding on it. But tomorrow's when it actually starts. So even if, basically at midnight tonight is when the points will start generating, and then by the time you get on the radio show and you do all your stuff tomorrow, you'll be able to actually come back here and start logging some daily actions by the end of the day tomorrow. So you'll be able to do this, and really get going in the contest starting tomorrow. So here's some of the prizes and giveaways, just so you guys know what we're doing here. Like I said, there's over $20,000 total in prizes and giveaways. For the top 10, it's all Mac products this time. I think we'll switch it up, as we go along here. Like we'll actually be doing a Christmas contest, and we'll continue doing contests as we go along here. But for this one, we're doing all Mac products. So 15-inch MacBook Pro. This is basically the top of the line MacBook Pro. The reason why we do Mac products is because a lot of people, you can actually use it in your business. Stuff that not a lot of people splurge on themselves and get a $3,000 15-inch MacBook Pro to start their business. But if you're taking action or you're getting the results, we want to make sure that you have the tools that you need to do it, and these things really help. I mean, I can tell you, taking my MacBook, I take it everywhere, so it becomes a big help, and it almost is like something that's like attached to your hip all the time once you get going, because it's what you use to build your business. So that's kind of what we're giving away. So you can read down through here. 27-inch iMac desktop. I have one of these. I'm literally using it right now. It's super awesome. New 12-inch MacBook. This just came out last month, I think. So this is the brand new MacBook that just came out. I think it's almost as powerful as this 15-inch MacBook, so it's really awesome. 13-inch MacBook Air. These are sweet. My wife has one. She loves it. iPad Air 2. We've already given away what I think almost close to 10 of these, I think, so far just in the past month. So you can see, like, we love giving this stuff away. Like, we want to motivate you guys and give a lot of stuff away and really reward you for building your business. So this is something we've been giving away, and the people love them. So we're just going to continue giving away these iPads. And there's one that's coming out, I think, within the next month. So probably for the Christmas contest, we'll switch it up and give out the monster iPad that they're coming out with. So
iPad Pro. They call it the iPad.
Yeah, iPad Pro. Yeah, I'll probably have one of those. I've never had an iPad myself, but I want to get that big one because it looks really cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
And then the Apple Watch. So a lot of guys, you've probably seen these Apple Watches, and they're catching on quick. I had Jason out here, our main programmer, I think last week, and he was showing it to me, and we were making calls on it. And he said that he took it to the airport and he was scanning his ticket on it. So it's so awesome. Mm-hmm. We'll be giving away a couple of those as well. Okay, so those are for the top 10. Now, like I said before, we basically have the same prizes. It doesn't go up to the very top tier for the people that are kind of the smaller affiliates, right? This is just for the smaller affiliates that aren't getting quite as many points as the top 10, but you still have an opportunity to win every single week. We're going to be giving away prizes. So the first, basically there's 2 of each of these. So the first week we'll give away the first one. Second week we'll give away the second one, right? So the first week we'll be giving away the Bose headphones. So anybody who gets from 100 to 299 points. So think about that, right? If you're just doing the daily actions, you can easily get to 100 to 299 points, right? It's I mean, literally probably within like a few days. If you hit your qualification level, if you're already a titanium or whatever, you hit a qualification level, and then you do the daily actions, you could be in this Bose headphones drawing literally the first week, and probably even higher. If you're doing those things and you're also making sales, you can get into these higher levels, and that's what it'll take to get into kind of the higher levels. Is making a small amount of sales, doing the actions every single day, and then hitting the qualifications, and you can easily get to 1,000, 2,000 points. So if you see this, from 100 to 299 points, you Bose headphones. We're going to give those away. Those are like the top of the line, noise canceling, awesome headphones. 300 to 499 points, we're going to give away Apple Watches. 500 to 999, we're going to give away iPads. Over 1,000 to 2,000, we're going to give away the MacBook Airs. And then 2,000 to 5,000 points, we're going to give away the brand new 12-inch MacBooks, which are really sweet. So these are drawings that we'll be doing on a weekly basis. Anybody who's in these point levels during that time can win. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then here's how you log your daily actions. So what you guys will be doing is once you see this page in your back office, you'll be able to come here on a daily basis and actually log the actions that you do. Now, obviously, we automatically figure out how many commissions you do and how many purchases you make, and we figure out your qualification level. So you're not going to have to do anything with that. We do that automatically. But on a daily basis, whatever you do, you'll have to come here and click complete action. So like I said, it's kind of an honor system. Obviously, somebody could come here and they could click all these things doing nothing, but we are going to be checking on that, okay? So if you win a prize and we see that you're not doing the things that you say that you're doing, we're not going to give you that prize. So just be aware, that just don't cheat the system, right? It's like I know everybody's pretty much honest and ethical and everything, but it just has to be said because we're allowing you to come in here and it's an honor system. And just tell us when you're completing your actions. Just keep in mind these actions are meant to get you results, so you should be doing them in your business anyways. But we just want to reward you for it. So you'll just come back here on a daily basis and actually click the actions that you can, right? There'll be certain ones available, and you can even use this as kind of like a guide for what you should be doing on a daily basis. Is, oh, I haven't done that action today. I need to go do it so that I can hit complete. And then as soon as you hit complete action, it'll mark it off and it'll gray it out for the day. And then once it becomes available again, like if it's a once a week action or once a contest action, mostly the once a week, once a day, they'll appear the next day. So if you click it today, it'll come back tomorrow and you can click it again tomorrow. So if that makes sense. And then this is where you'll be able to see how many times you've clicked it. Actions is how many times you've clicked it, how many points you've gotten from it. And then you can click on these different buttons to see how to do it. Like, for example, if you don't know how to do a Facebook invite, you can click on here. It'll take you over to Vince's training in the premium section and teach you how to do a Facebook invite on a daily basis. And then contest leaderboard. This is something where you'll be able to see your place. So like, you'll say you are here, and then it'll show everybody else in the contest. And then on the right, it's going to show how many points you have for each thing. So similar to what we have here, will actually be on the right. It shows 0 for me right now because I'm in an account that has 0 points. But when this actually is 100% working, you'll be able to see a breakdown of where all your points are coming from so that you know where you're earning points from. So, okay, Joe. So what do you got to say? What should the peeps do?
All right, here's what everyone should do. You should just simmer down. First thing is simmer down. All right, I turned the chat off because we got a lot of people over here are still trying to figure out, what's going on with the premium upgrade. And we're going to get into it again tomorrow morning on the radio show. What you got to do right now is just take your time and just make the decision and go into your member back office and upgrade to the premium membership. The stuff that you saw here this evening, just now at the very end, you talked about a special link to one of the trainings that Vincent Ortega has done, and I've seen that training, that Facebook training. It's exceptionally well done. It's very, very cool. All right, listen. We're going to wrap this thing up, okay? We've already gone 90 minutes. Vincent Ortega Jr., the king. It's good to be king. Come on out here, man. Just give us a little bit of your feedback about what this really means once again, and then we can cut you loose. I know you got stuff going on. What does this mean to people based on your results, the stuff that you've seen over the last 7 years, the millions of dollars you've made, the stuff that you're now bringing to the table? What difference is this going to make for people? And you know what? I was looking in the chat. I'm gonna turn the chat back on. I had to turn it off because people weren't paying attention to Adam. But there was one guy in here, and he said, Vince, don't share the secrets. These are the team's secrets. And I say Boulder Dash, man. We got Vince's secrets now if you're willing to step up. And really, it's such an investment in the real like what really does it take, Vincent? What do you? Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you can't like the people with that mentality, you've obviously haven't been in business long enough, so it's all good, but the reality is, this world does give you, what you give out to it. And so I
Mhm.
believe in this as well. So, obviously it's going to make people a lot of money.
Mhm.
And, with the leadership bonus pool, it only can get so big. So the reality is, there will be a point where, I'm making the company more money than I would be getting from a leadership pool if you wanted to think that way.
Mhm.
And the reality is that's never how I've thought, and my parents taught me that same way. They just the more you give, the more you get in this life. And so just realize that that's another thing that you guys got to start thinking about. When you start sharing stuff with team members and even people outside the team in traffic authority, just realize that it's not always about yourself. And so that's the beauty there as well. But this is it, man. This is all I can give, and this is all I got, and this is, the thing that's going to take people to the next level just because I know the results of what happened in my previous company. And so if you can just plug in and take action, and even with this new contest coming out and those points, if you do those points every single day and you take action on exactly what we've masterminded, Adam and I mean, literally, this is like, a month and a half that we've been putting this together for you guys, literally down to the points and the funnel and all the stuff and the scripts and everything. And, now it's just like time for you guys to take action, period. And if you do it, it's going to work. And if
Mhm.
you just pay $50 and you don't do what we show you guys to do, then it's not going to work. So the reality is you're not going to lose if you take action. And the only way you can lose is if you don't. And so, like, the reality, too, which I want you guys to see, which is exciting, is that, we're saying, the $50 reseller fee, right? And people are like, well, there's no commissions on it, whatever. Look, there's $20,000 in prizes already in front of your face. It's crazy. And, from my end of the world, running companies, I'm just thinking to myself, God, that's crazy that they're even giving away this much stuff. And, it's just really cool to be an affiliate of a company that, I wish that I was actually an owner of, but then I think about my owner duties that I had, and I go, thank God I'm not. So, the reality is, what we have here, guys, is just know, these guys are shelling out tens of thousands of dollars every single month, for us beyond, the multiple six figures they put in before this business to set it up for us. And, just feel blessed, just realize that $50, maybe it might feel a lot to you guys out there, but just knowing from my end of the world, it's like 5 cents, and the reality, if you want to grow a business to the level that you guys all desire, which is that $10,000 a month plus. So, just feel blessed, feel excited, and just take action, man. There's no way you guys are going to lose. The results have already been proven in the past with my team members and my sales funnels and my stuff. Adam Whiting and his record and his history with, what he's created with his team. You can't lose. The only way you're going to lose is if you don't take action. So you just got to take action today and rock it out. So Mama's hitting me up over here. She's saying, hey, Vince, it's time to eat.
All right.
So,
All right.
I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Adam, appreciate you working back and forth with me. Joe, appreciate you always being here and just running, man. And everybody else who's out there with us, man, appreciate you guys so much for just kind of running with this vision. And I just know, it's just going to be one of those things that, like I always keep saying, 6 months from now, people's lives, man, are just going to look completely different, and it's going to be in a good way. And so I'm just excited for that. So much love, guys.
We'll talk Adios.
Thanks, buddy.
Peace.
There you go. Peace out. And what I would say is lives have already been changed. We've already experienced changings of lives. I know that many people in our community have got a lot of stuff going on. You can see the videos. You can see the testimonials. I want to thank everyone who took the time to come here this evening. Now, listen, this is going to be available on replay, right? You can watch this webinar over and over and over again. We're going to leave it up. We'll be sending you an email overnight reminding you about this webinar, inviting you to come tomorrow morning. Bring any questions that you have. I see people over here in the queue commenting that tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to go in deep and we're going to answer every question, and we have patience and we're going to be there for you. But here's what I recommend that you do. Get in front of the tidal wave, okay? We are in momentum right now. There are thousands of people who are joining our group. Today, as a matter of fact, we cracked through the 19,000 ceiling on our Facebook page. We are the talk of the town, the talk of the internet, and we are just now beginning. Momentum is just beginning to happen. So capitalize your business. Take advantage of every opportunity that is out there. Get this premium reseller's license in place today, and you can have that killer video, and that's the very first one. There are other leaders here. You see them on the leaderboard. All of these guys are coming to the table to make a contribution, and all of the money, all of that premium reseller license goes into the kitty. How do you think we're paying? How do you think all of those computers and all that stuff is going to be paid for? Listen, what about the email follow-up? All that is included. I I can keep going, Adam, but I think we've said it all here. We've been around since, I don't know, 90 minutes here. What do you think, man? Are we done?
Yeah, we are. We're cool. And like we said, we'll follow up on the daily radio show. We'll follow up next Tuesday and give you, once everything is there, I'll take you on another little walkthrough of everything. But the biggest thing right now is just, tomorrow the contest starts. Focus on production, focus on action, promote the Thursday webinar. We're going to be rocking it on the Thursday webinar. And making sales for you guys. So, just know that's evolving every single week and getting better and better. So the biggest thing right now is all the way through this Halloween contest, make sure you're taking those daily actions. Just start getting results. You'll start to see the leads. You'll start to see the sales. And that's what we want for you. So
it's amazing. Thank you very much, Adam. You do a wonderful job, dude. All the work that you put in here is just, it's crazy good. Thank all you guys for being here this evening. We'll be back on Thursday night. We do have a webinar coming up, as Adam just mentioned, and tomorrow morning, of course, like we do every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We are there till the bitter end, taking your questions and comments. So be there tomorrow morning if you're confused at all about any of this kind of stuff. But just take the action. Contest is cool. I love the contest. See you guys.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.